And joining us is Joey Cheek. In 2006, he won gold in speed skating. He's an activist now for Team Darfur and was notified yesterday by the Chinese consulate that his visa had been revoked. Joey, good morning. Good to have you with us.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
When you talked to the Chinese consulate, what reason did they give you for canceling your visa?
Well, I was given the visa on July 1st. 24 hours, less than 24 hours before my flight was to take off, I got a call from the Chinese consul. And when I asked for a reason why they were revoking my visa, he said they weren't required to give one. So I really couldn't tell you why.
Okay. Let's go back to the games in Torino. You won gold, you won silver. You made it very clear then as an athlete that that was not as important as the fight in Darfur for the people who there have been exploited, the hundreds of thousands who have died, the millions who have been displaced. This has been a very important part of your life. Do you think this is why they revoked your visa?
Well, I don't believe it was my actions in 2006 that led them to revoke the visa, but I think it was the fact that since then I've continued to be active. I started a foundation now, Team Darfur, that recruits athletes from around the world to act and try and raise awareness for Darfur. And we have 72 athletes competing in Beijing that have from all over the world that have joined Team Darfur. And I think that we've at times been very critical of the Chinese government's involvement in Sudan, and I think rightfully so. But we've been absolutely adamant from the very beginning of this that every athlete has to follow the absolute letter of the law for the IOC rules and for the Chinese law. So I've never advocated any sort of radical extreme views. It's just that we think that athletes should have the right, if they want, to be able to talk about issues around the world.
Right. Why do you think, is it as simple as the Chinese don't want you there because China is such an important trading partner with Sudan because, what is it, almost 80% of their oil ends up in China? Those are all the connections there between China and Sudan. But what I think the real reason they didn't want me in there was I think they're afraid that I would go in and cause some sort of ruckus or disturbance at the Olympics. And from the beginning of this, the whole reason I got involved in activism in the first place and trying to give help to the people of Darfur was my Olympic experience. My experiences going to the games and being part of the world community in both 2002 and 2006 were really experiences that opened my eyes to the world. And I feel that the athletes who joined Team Darfur, they did so because they want to be able to help out those people in Darfur. And they want to use their Olympic spotlight to try and help out some of those less fortunate than themselves. In fact, true to the original ideas of the Olympics in the first place.
Right. I mean, there's been a lot of talk about the Olympics and what can and cannot be said. I think it's forgotten that the Olympics originally were started not just for a sporting festival, the modern Olympics, but were started really as a celebration of humanity and of peace and of human rights.
Joey Cheek, in the oddest possible way, the Chinese may have done you a favor because they've certainly given you a platform this morning. Thank you very, very much for taking the time to speak with us.
Thank you.
You bet.